One of the most worrying issues facing the profession at the moment is the criminalization of the mentally ill. And I'm joined now by two experts in the field. Well, thank you very much indeed for joining us today. We really appreciate you taking the time. I thought maybe we could start off. Give me a little indication of what the workshop you'll be talking in tomorrow is all about.
Well, our largest mental hospitals are our jails. The three largest mental hospitals in the United States are Rikers Island Jail, Illinois Cook County Jail, and LA County Jail. That's a problem. And the reason the problem exists is because the mentally ill often end up in jail because they often have nowhere else to go. So our jails are de facto mental institutions. That's a problem. In the workshop, we're bringing some of the best minds together, former presidents of the APA, people who have thought long and hard about this, and we'll try to give us some solutions and talk about the problems. Now, society has really turned their back on these people. They are, for all intents and purposes, throwaway people. Psychiatry, frankly, has not done a good job, not because we haven't tried, not because our leadership and our association hasn't tried, but because the money's not there and these people just have nowhere to go.
Well, what are some of the solutions then? You say we're bringing these great minds together to look at, to think about the solutions. So what are solutions to, as you say, is a very big problem?
Well, it is a major problem and has been a growing problem in Los Angeles. I happen to work at the county hospital in Los Angeles, but when I was president of the American Psychiatric Association, I was able to shine the spotlight on the criminalization of the mentally ill, given that the Los Angeles Correction Center is one of the major hospitals in the area that houses the mentally ill. I was fortunate enough to meet a person, Tom Hamilton, a number of years ago, who was an oil person and also had a son who was mentally ill, and he was very active in the National Alliance of the Mentally Ill. And people said to him, you know, Tom, you've done a lot for our kids, but what about our kids who are in jail? And so he, at that time, being a businessman, he was able to run the numbers, and at that time, Texas was going to be increasing its prison size, and he ran the numbers and talked to the legislature and said, if you give me the money for an ACT program and outreach to the mentally ill, I will save you the money that it would cost you to increase the prison size.
And because prison's not only a bad treatment site for the mentally ill, it's not an efficient or economic treatment site. So it costs us as a society a lot more to treat people in prison than to treat them in clinics or give them reasonable housing. And they get in trouble and they learn bad habits and they get sicker. Mentally ill people do very poorly in jail. They don't do well, they don't thrive.
So mentally ill people do poorly in jail. It costs society a lot of money. So why aren't we doing anything about it?
Well, one of the things is that unfortunately it's money that makes the world go around, instead of humanity, which we would want to be taking care of these people. And it's very hard you have to come up with new money, because I came back to Los Angeles and having heard about this wonderful plan and talked to some people in the sheriff's department, said, you know, don't take the money from me. I need the cars, I need the this, I need the that. You need to come up with new money, which is very hard to get new money for any kind of program.
So putting you both on the spot, just to finish up then, so what do we do about it? Where do you go from here? What are you looking to get out of the workshop?
Well, out of the workshop we're going to get some really good ideas. On a larger level, as a society, as an organization, as psychiatrists, we need to really care about this. No group gets farther than if they come together. If there's public advocacy. We've seen it in breast cancer, we've seen it in HIV disease, AIDS. Hopefully we'll see it with the persistently mentally ill. When professionals and patients and their families come together, march on behalf of a common cause, then change happens, then the dollars get spent where they ought to.
And one of the things that has been shown is that the Council of Judges, which the American Psychiatric Association Foundation has sponsored, is working to educate judges so that they can identify that people are mentally ill and instead send them to a diversion program instead of into the jail system.
Well, thank you both very much. I'm sure this is something we could talk about for the rest of the day, but we have to leave it there. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you.